In Netherlands, there are farmers' protests that have spread like wildfire across Europe. Funnily enough, so is actual wildfire, which is spreading across Europe at the moment.
Yeah.
But anyway, so are the protests, and the protests are because so the government has introduced caps on the amount of nitrogen that you can use on the soil for production.
We're stepping on the little man.
And the farmers are pissed off because they're
Nitrogen.
saying that this is decreasing our yield and it will make us unprofitable. So kind of like what Sri Lanka, they're saying that we're going to end up where Sri Lanka is in terms of their farming stuff because
Why
they did
nitrogen?
similar.
Do you need nitrogen?
Actually, that's what I wanted to talk.
What
You need
for?
nitrogen. It's like a fertilizer or something.
Is it a heavy metal? Is it a poison? Is it bad?
Well, I mean, look, it's kind of like saying, is carbon dioxide bad?
Nah, it's natural.
It's fine.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
fine. Okay. Well, the thing is, in large quantities,
Yes.
right? Like you don't want to be breathing an atmosphere that is pure nitrogen.
Yeah. So it's not like
Well, actually, I don't know. Bulbs are pretty sick.
Yeah,
So it's
high-pitched
a pretty good way of
voices.
getting out.
they'll have high pitched voice.
So
No, that's helium.
Oh.
Nitrogen, you trip balls.
But my question
Sick.
is, why is so nitrogen is bad for emissions?
Yeah. Bad for emissions and also bad for soil quality if it's in
Massive
disproportionate
amounts.
amounts.
So how do we reconcile with this issue then? What do you think farmers need to just suck it up? Like, how does it work? Because you know what happens? What would happen if, let's say, assuming I don't know enough about this topic, but let's assume that what the farmers are saying is right, and it does make their farms unprofitable. That just means the center of farming would move away. Like most of the produce that comes into Europe would be coming from other countries like Australia, for instance, where we've got that competitive advantage. So
No, it's just laziness. This is the whole thing. Whenever they ever talk about ever using these heavy metals, these poisons, these pesticides, it's like you could be doing it in a different way. You just choose not to.
I sense a segue. I smell a segue going on. Go on.
kind of brought it up for that segue.
No.
Thank you, Ali. Really scratched an itch of mine. Look, when it comes to like fertilizers and all this stuff, it's the same thing. It's just like huge industries know that they can pump it out. But to bring myself into this conversation, it is much like when Gordon Ramsay goes into a kitchen and goes, "You say that this is freshly made, yeah? Freshly made. What the fuck is fresh about frozen samosas, Ahmed? They're frozen. I just put them in the deep fryer. You put them in the deep fryer. Fuck me. Not even pan frying them. You deserve to go out of business, mate. Yeah, I don't even care anymore. I'm fucking done here. Beep, 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 beep. Ting. Yeah, and it just turns into Gordon Ramsay, Morse code nightmares. That's why. It's just because there's a lot of these things that are just mass produced and it's easier to fertilize things using, nitrogen-based fertilizers. But there's obviously other ways to do things. So, look, they're right in the sense that it's that obviously if it's produced en masse and then you're doing that, yes, but you could be moving into alternative methods. And the fact that they're using Bangladesh as an example, as we were talking about
Sri
before.
Lanka.
Sri Lanka as an example. Like they that is not the reason Sri Lanka is going bankrupt.
It's not, but it's one of the reasons why their crop production is shit. Allegedly.
So what? Sri Lanka's like greeny ads with their production. They don't
Well,
use-
look, what happened was it just kind of became a convenient marriage. Sri Lankan government was really incompetent. We can go into like why.
Oh
Sri
no, I
Lanka
remember you.
is
I remember
in the-
this. Yeah.
in
You
this issue. So they just kept borrowing. They tried to adopt the Chinese model, but they failed. China just had like this model of like, you build infrastructure first and the demand will follow. So the Sri Lankan president thought that
kind of like
I'm
an Age
gonna
of
do that.
Empires.
Yeah. I'm going to do that and start borrowing money, not just from China, from all over the world, and would spend in these massive infrastructure projects. And then eventually they started to, basically they ruined their debt and their budget was getting screwed up. So then they decided, we import a lot of fertilizer and all of pesticide protection stuff. We're going to kill two birds with one stone. We're going to stop that. That reduces the amount of dollars that we have to pay to other countries, keeps it in the country, and also it satisfies the European and the Western lobbies that are constantly advocating for things like this. So
Is it working?
well, everything has collapsed in Sri Lanka, but this is just one of those problems. It's not the main problem.
So
The
it's
main
not
problem,
working.
I think, comes from their sheer incompetence and their bad business policies. But we see Sri Lanka as someone that tried doing that, and it resulted in their crop yields plummeting.
Right.
But also, Sri Lanka isn't doing what they're saying. This is, like with everything when you implement a tax, it's a gradual transition away from it.
Yeah.
It's like, what are they
Do
complaining
we use
about?
nitrogen?
No, but like,
Yeah.
do you think it's like a good idea? You know, Europe is the only continent at the moment that is already in a recession. We're all kind of waiting for it. In Australia, we are. America seems like it's definitely heading towards it. But Europe is already in a recession because of the Ukraine war. Do you think that this is the best time to force farmers to stop using these chemicals that they've been used to and their crop fields have been used to?
Can't they just
And
reduce
you are
it?
going to be in a long recession with current degradation of soil quality across the planet.
Right.
You need to start addressing that.
Right.
That has to be done.
What happens when they want to do that in Australia? Because
Prices
a
go up.
lot of
right?
our income is based on high production.
Huh?
A lot of our income comes from
High
exporting
yield.
grains and foods, and we depend on a lot of these fertilizers and nitrogen as well. If we implement what Europe is implementing, we will lose money.
I don't know if that's true.
maybe-
I would like
maybe
to
in the
see the
long term
economic
you're
modeling.
right.
No, I would like to see it because this is the same argument that they had when they came out with the carbon tax and saying you're going to destroy Australian business and you're just going to destroy the economy. And it was like, oh, okay, it made no difference at all to industry profits and it made no difference to the
because
economy.
Tony got rid of it.
He really
No, but
stumped
carbon
me.
tax is...
You got him, bro. You got him.
Look, I don't know. I just feel like every farmer in Europe coming behind, this is their version of like, you know, a mini Arab Spring where except it's all just farmers. They might have a point, you know. Farmers know what their crops are going to look like. Like they know a lot about they know about farming more than we do, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true. Look, maybe I am talking completely out of my ass and just saying like, no, I'm an expert on Spanish soil. Okay?
Netherlands.
Never thought about it before in my life, but I know more than people that spend their entire life focused on soil. But I think that, look,
Dirtbag.
very good.
Yeah.
Something needs to be done either way.
Just chuck blood and bone on and shut up.
Well, that's my
There's probably
advice.
heaps of nitrogen in that, actually.
Probably. Can't they just reduce the nitrogen, not ban it?
No,
No, that's what they are doing. That's the tax. It's just
reduce
putting a
it.
bit of a... So do you really need that much?
Yeah.
So that's already what that's what the tax will
You know
immediately
what's-
do is just
I
like
got a
stop
question.
just wasting it.
I got a question. Who's got the most? What country has the least? I guess for better, like lack of a better term, organic agriculture industry. Like, what country has the most sort of natural? No, like not pesticides, heavy metals, like the opposite of Monsanto vibes.
I reckon that you could just look at the HDI performance index.
Whichever's lowest.
And whatever's lowest, you
Yeah.
have
So
that.
basically, some African country has the.
Yeah, surely.
Yeah, but their HDI index is super low.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I think should
I
happen
don't know,
to
but
Yes, Europe should have it. It's hard though. This is the problem with like infinite growth. They're antithetical. It's like if you want infinite growth, it has to be cheap, and if it's food, it's like unhealthy and shit and mass produced. It's like ching ching. But if you want something that's slow, organic, you lose money, half your fucking yield goes. But you know, there's nutrition in it.
definitely not true.
Well, not half your yield goes, but there's definitely
No, but not even your profits go down.
Really?
Not even,
Oh, well, that's good
There's
then.
like you can increase crop yields massively. I was
Right,
reading a report recently that was talking about crop yields from sustainable farming methods can be 5 times higher than conventional methods.
okay. Fuck.
So it's just I honestly think
just
it is
dogma.
just laziness. It's just people doing their habit and they like doing the thing that they've been doing their whole life. And if someone comes along and says, do this
and lobbies,
slightly
bro,
different.
lobbies too.
Exactly. This is what I think. Like, if you're looking at this and it's a global movement, a continental movement, there has to be some industry behind it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but do you remember when we went to Pakistan? Do you remember the bananas over there? They were like tiny, shriveled up bananas.
No, Ali, they had the best fruit I've ever had in my life.
It was cheap. It was really
cheap. And it was delicious. It actually tasted way better than Australian fruit.
It looked pov.
Maybe it was maybe it was natural then. Maybe it was all organic.
Well,
that's
that's
why.
what I'm saying. Like,
Who cares how it looks? Oxheart tomatoes look less appetizing. They're a lot tastier.
well, I hope you guys are right, man.
Yeah, he's right.
It's true.
I don't know what those are, but probably.
They're just
I don't know about the farming
heirloom
stuff,
tomatoes.
but I do know that if the yield goes down globally, we're facing more hunger.
Oh.
Maybe not in Europe, but in Asia. For sure.
Well, to quote Scrooge, then perhaps they should and decrease the surplus population.
This all just comes back to my argument for, stop the globalism. Everyone, it's a local-based economy, small scale, grassroots, community-based. Everyone has a garden. Don't have to buy potatoes from Holland.
But also, Ali, this is the other thing. Most countries are in huge surplus when they make food. They make way too much.
No, but there's some countries that make too much, and then there's some countries that don't make enough. That's where you get the import.
No, it doesn't even out. It doesn't even out. There's so much food wastage worldwide.
There's food wastage, but at the same time, that food, it's not because there's too much food and no one to get it. It's the act of getting that surplus food to deficit areas.
Can I just point this out?
That's not economical.
I just have to read this comment, sorry. Jordan is manifesting the millennial dream, buying a farm and living off the land. What a cuck.
Dude, I want to do that.
I do too.
Who doesn't? Because we're millennials. That's why.
We all do.
Just looked at...
I do.
Man.
Yeah, I don't know.
I do, seriously.
What's his name again? Jeremy Clarkson's farm.
I haven't seen it.
I looked at that and I just thought, man, I want to have a lot of British faulty towers mishaps while on the tractor going, oh, why is it in Spanish? Bloody, making great old Britain, you'd give it in an English manual. Oh, it's bloody tipped over. Oh, well, good thing I can buy 7 of these and not even blink an eye.
That's the dream.
I went to Blue Mountains with my missus a couple of days ago.
Nice, where?
And we stayed at an
Katoomba?
Airbnb in Burra or something. Anyway, it's close to Lura. Anyway, so we were there, and so this old couple, about kind of old now, maybe 60s or something, they bought their property where we were staying in 2001, and they basically have their own bushwalk, and they've got
that's lovely.
It's an Airbnb. It's always booked out. And speaking of your point, my girlfriend literally grabbed me by the shirt and said, "Give me this life. Give me this life."
Jesus, so much pressure.
I understand.
All right, the bride. Never off you.
She loved it because
why Bill Burr stand-up shuffling.
This woman was like this artist, and she had a little art gallery on her property. And
Stop it.
Yeah,
honestly, stop.
Literally her dream. And I was like, I don't know. It's pretty big.
Can't you be satisfied living in the area and going on one of the many national park bushwalks that are down the road? No, it has to be on your property.
Yes.
My mistake.
Yes.
Fortunately, you don't. But don't worry, she's not getting it. We're all right. But you know what's funny? Like these
Sorry,
guys
I'll have to
weren't-
settle with a 50-acre property, darling.
These guys weren't rich. Like when they would have bought it, it would have been dirt cheap.
Dude, in 2001, if you were buying in the Blue Mountains, you might as well have said, I'm buying a shed in Alice Springs. You get laughed out of town. It'd be like, how much for? Like $20,000? Like, what a rip.
Yeah, I know.
It's hard to imagine.
Right
it's hard to imagine now.
I don't know if we've ever covered this before, but housing prices are very expensive.
It's expensive.
Yep. Good summary.
Yeah, they're expensive.